Halo, jumpa lagi di storynya Mak, yaitu tentang dialog, diseminasi, dan informasi prosedur penempatan dan perlindungan PMI. Yang penasaran, ikutin terus di part 2 ini. Selamat mengikuti.
國家嘅代表辦事處咧就會作出檢查。喺印尼海外嗰個公司咧，就而家有咗嗰個佢哋有咁多嘅一個疫情。
Give a round of applause for our distinguished guests. And Vita, she will introduce herself later on. And she will have a presentation on briefing on the employment rights and benefits and other points to note for foreign domestic helpers working in Hong Kong. So I believe this is a good opportunity for us all, for the representative from employment agencies and also from the consulate, and also we also have representative from Indonesian community here in Hong Kong. So let's take the very good opportunity of this afternoon. And our distinguished guest, representative from the Labor Department and also from the Immigration Department. First and foremost, thank you so very much for being able to participate. I know this is a Saturday, so it's an overtime for you. Thank you, we appreciate it so much. And joining with us here today in this afternoon, representative from the accredited employment agencies, members of the consulate, and also members of representative of the Indonesian community working here in Hong Kong. So without further ado, please Ms. Zita, the floor is yours.
The basic rights and responsibilities regarding the employment of foreign domestic helpers are specified in the standard employment contract. In addition, foreign domestic helpers are also protected by the Employment Ordinance and the Employees Compensation Ordinance. In the coming section, I will be walking through with you the salient features of the standard employment contract, the major provisions under labor legislation, the consultation and conciliations provided by the Labor Department, as well as the points to note for both foreign domestic helpers and employment agencies. So now let's take a look at the standard employment contract. As mentioned, apart from the benefits and protection under the Employment Ordinance and the Employees Compensation Ordinance, foreign domestic helpers are offered additional protections through the government-prescribed standard employment contract, which is also known as the SEC, under which they can enjoy benefits like free food or food allowance, free accommodation, free medical treatment, and free passages from and to their home countries. So for domestic helpers, and any other employment contracts entered between the employer and the foreign domestic helpers is not enforceable. And the clauses under the SEC and the statutory provisions will become applicable to the foreign domestic helpers and the employers upon the commencement of the contracts. And should not be required by the employer to take up for any other employment, including part-time jobs with any other person. And the above mentioned clause 4A and B under clause 8 of the SEC, the employer shall be responsible for the fees and expenses as listed of the new contract, return to his or her place of origin for vacation for not less than 7 days at the expense of the employer performed, under the condition that the window is being fitted with a grill, which is locked or secured in a manner that prevents the grill from being opened. And no part of the foreign domestic... Okay, so the first one, deductions for damage...
病假紙，咁佢應該係有4日嘅4/5，一日係公平。係可以。Thank you.
I will provide the explanation to take maternity leave to her employer. domestic helpers is entitled government for the reimbursement of the 11th to 14th week of maternity leave pay payable and pay. And similarly, the daily rate of paternity leave is also the sum equivalent to 4/5 of the average daily wages of a foreign domestic helper. Under the Employment Ordinance, a contract of employment may be terminated by the employer or the employee order misconduct himself or herself, is guilty of dishonesty or is habitually neglectful of his or her duties. Meanwhile, foreign domestic helpers may also terminate the contract without notice or
So that domestic worker cannot sleep with, different sex. But our question is, what happens if domestic worker, like they doesn't have room or they are sleep in the sofa without any privacy? So how we can make a report to labor department, and also there is any like complaint mechanism so we can call it like constructive dismissal or termination, because now it's very difficult how to report if we didn't get unsuitable accommodation. And unsuitable accommodation is also including the food allowance or only just accommodation. Maybe you can give some guidance how to, especially the agency also make a report, because sometimes the information is not transparent. So this is very important because it's not easy for domestic worker to make a report. Second is about medical treatment. Because in medical treatment, you say that there is only emergency for dentist, but how about the other emergency, medical treatment? For example, during holiday, rest day, is it domestic worker can seek medical treatment? Because sometimes the interpretation is like you need to talk or have consultation with your employers before going to have medical treatment. So in this case, so domestic worker asking the employer first how I seek medical treatment, and what happens is it is emergency. So yeah, thank you so much.
So maybe I'll answer the first part about accommodation first. We have
講一啲 black and white 嘅條文，白紙黑字嘅條文俾我，話我作為僱主要俾30 kg 人你咧。我因為見到最初嗰個 presentation 講係個叫 basic luggage， 咁basic luggage 就講緊7 kg 嘅手提啦，就係講緊有啲航空公司10 kg。
I just want to sorry， 我想知道咧，就係頭先嗰個 Madam 啦提到一樣嘢，即係話嗰個 medical 個 explanation 要employer 去 check， 咁啊 for 呢個 family 嘅需要。咁勞工處可唔可以俾我哋一個 guideline？ 因為而家我哋睇到最新版嘅 COP 要我哋報嗰個 medical 嘅expenses， 我哋pay or not pay include service fee or no？ 而家我想知你哋出嚟嘅嗰個6項咧，係咪即係勞工處嘅標準？所以我哋 confusing 要點樣嘅 medical 可以 fulfill 嗰個僱主嘅需要咧 ？OK， 勞工處俾我哋 guideline 好冇 ？OK。
For the foreign domestic helpers, as well as some reminders for you to speed up the overall efficiency. So, indeed, our department has offered a wide range of services to members of the public. And the visas and processing the visa and entry permits is one of our core business. And you can imagine that there is, as today in Hong Kong, there is over 360,000 foreign domestic helpers in Hong Kong. So you can imagine how many applications we receive every day, be it leave entry, contract renewal, the change of employer, extension of stay, and also even the terminations. So in the meantime, we also strive to provide the efficient service to members of the public. So with the help of the employers, also the helpers, as well as the employment agency. so that we can speed up some of the procedures to offer a faster application for you guys.
But due to the views of the address in different, we call that different companies like gas, electricity, or maybe water, also different. What kind of different is maybe the room in the first, another is the flat in the first, or maybe the house name in the first floor. But innovation always to be
我哋一定就唔接受啦。但係如果你話位置上嘅唔同，即係只不過係喺個 address， 因為其實我都見過好多嘅，即係話有陣時啲電咧電單啊，或者咧差餉單咧，
全部都唔同嘅，真係
我哋會去咗嗰個地址嗰個室咧，即係嗰個單位嗰個咧去下面。我平時處理我都唔會要求個僱主話
但係
字要一致。
我哋業界好多時都收到真係 reject 嘅，唔係講笑。時至今日都係啦，由好多年前我哋了解嘅，但係去到時至今日我都聽到有啲業界嘅問我：喂，點解又 reject 嘅？我話係啦，你初頭係打電費單，轉頭你俾張差餉，即係壓你。因為呢個咧，經過你個 concept 裏邊有幾處好似冇錯，但係我今次你哋出嚟，我就真係就提供，即係提問翻呢樣嘢咯。呢個係真係事實。
明白。一般嚟講就唔會有呢件事嘅，即係除非咧就係嗱，如果純粹係因為真係嗰個地址位置
地址呢方面其實我即係我都有睇過。其實頭先講嗰啲咧，我自己經歷過有啲 case 咧，就譬如電單咁樣啦。咁我諗大家可能都留意電單上面咧，其實好多時會兩個地址嘅。一個叫供電地址，一個叫通訊地址。其實反而我哋有時係睇呢一 part， 如果呢一 part 唔係我哋
即係啱嚟香港嘅姐姐，好多時咧就係做咗冇幾耐就走佬嘅，咁咧就或者佢哋走佬嘅原因有好多種啦。咁其中有啲見咗有啲人吸引佢哋即係出去即係打工啦，就變咗做非法嗰啲啦。做後巷嗰啲洗碗啦或者乜嘢，咁呢啲咁嘅情況，你哋會點樣？可唔可以幫手點樣處理咧？其實我知道其中一個渠道咧，就係因為佢哋嘅鄉里啦，例如嗰啲男士啦，即係所謂揸 paper 嗰啲啦，咁酷刑聲稱嗰種啊，咁引誘佢哋你喺出邊打工啦，又有 free 嘅人工又高好多嘅比賽，
包括一啲支援服務啦，同埋保護嘅。咁對印尼籍海外勞工嘅要求咧，係關於喺2017年第18條、第6條法案裏面咧提及到有幾項要注意嘅，佢哋嘅最低年齡、法定年齡工作歲數為18歲啦。
顧呢啲有啲唔該。或者我講廣東話啦，顧呢啲幫我譯下印尼文好嘛？其實我今日咧就好多意見。
Kami program yang diharuskan ya dalam tadi kan udah dibilangin dalam tahun 2023 ada sekitar 69 lebih ya PMI yang datang ke Hong Kong. Sedangkan harus memenuhi untuk welcoming program. Welcoming program yang dari KJRI satu minggu itu cuma 1 kali. Terus yang budgetnya itu cuma 150 orang. Gimana kita untuk bisa memenuhi dalam 1 minggu itu budgetnya cuma 150 orang. Kita bagaimana 70% itu untuk
分啊，即係變咗係用咗人哋嘅高達，變咗我哋自己冇得損失，跟住咧要我哋再寫封信俾呢個部門，俾嗰個部門咧，我嘅高達滿咗啦，成日最慘咧你又要再俾多900幾蚊嘅遮污費，呢個係十分之唔公平嘅。即係點解會咁樣？香港同埋 BNP2 嗰個 system 點解會唔同咧？喂，呢度你一個政府應該大家都係有協調噶嘛？點可能話香港由香港走，印尼又印尼走，跟住損失嗰就係我哋乜嘢坐？
PMI yang kita masuki. Sedangkan ya kita mungkin sekitar berapa bulan 100 itu dari PT-nya sudah bilang kita sudah full. Sedangkan kita di sini melakukan pemasukan data cuma sekitar ya 30-40 Tapi kita tidak bisa melakukan online lagi karena kita job order kita sudah full. Itu tidak adil buat kita karena kenapa? Kita di sini sudah melakukan bisnis cuma sekitar 30 atau 40 anak. Terus kita harus kita tidak bisa melanjutkan masuk kontrak baru lagi. Nah, bagaimana caranya kita di sini sekarang? Kita harus menulis surat permohonan ke setiap kayak ke KJRI permohonan untuk mengextend atau memperbanyak job order yang yang kita minta. Nah, dari situ kita harus butuh waktu lagi, terus kita juga harus bayar lagi. Sedangkan kita cuma pakai budgetnya cuma sekitar cuma sedikit dari situ. Kita itu tidak adil buat para agen di Hong Kong. Kita memang melakukan bisnis, tapi kita juga butuh dihargai. Begitu, Pak.
我所講嘅嘢已經足夠多啦。
Saya sampaikan karena saya yang hadir setiap Selasa di sana, dari 150 tidak pernah full. 150 tidak pernah full. Jadi saya masih penasaran kesulitannya di mana, karena kan Bapak Ibu agensi selalu sampaikan kesulitan untuk book gitu, tapi ternyata setiap Selasa itu jarang yang full 150 orang. Kemudian masukan untuk dilaksanakan di Indonesia, menurut saya
Nah, demikianlah tadi video Mak kali ini. Terima kasih yang udah mengikuti perjalanan Mak. Jangan lupa like, comment, subscribe, dan juga share video ini ke sosial media kalian semua. Sampai jumpa.